What do we want to do to create a healthy, sustainable planet? What are we doing today? What are we doing next month? What are we doing to change the numbers, in a graduated way, and celebrate when we achieve something? Because I don't know about you, but gloom and doom is not motivating to me, and avoidance isn't a great strategy. So I want to have a conversation about creating a future that is good for all of us. So that's what this video is about. I don't have all the answers. I have a lot of answers. I can tell you some things that, I look at what we're doing right now. We're basically, it's like a tug of war. Here's my helper. We've got a tug of war going on. Whatever one person says, the other person says the opposite. If you say, it doesn't even matter which is which. It's just, if you think alternative fuels are good, then the others are bad. The traditional are bad. Or if you think traditional fuels are good, then the alternatives are bad. What the heck? We need both. The demand for energy just keeps going up and up. There's new, countries that are coming from third world into first world kind of energy demands. We have more gadgets per person, per household. We shouldn't be in competition. It's a matter of, instead of this, that's a lot of wasted energy, no movement, a lot of force pulling against each other. What a waste of energy. Our energy, human energy. Instead, it's like there's a future out there, and there's work for each group to do. There's work for the alternative fuels to ramp up as fast as possible. There's work for traditional fuels to do carbon sequestering and mitigating the problems. There's probably great economic opportunities for taking that carbon CO2 output, and finding new uses for it, new business opportunities. We are so focused on being against each other. It is such a waste of our energy. We need to focus on what future do we want to create? What future do we want to create? I don't know about you, but I don't want to create division and disrespect. No. I want to know who the people are that want to work together for a great future. Those are the people that I want to talk to. I don't want to talk to the ones that want to argue. So if you want to argue about global warming and climate change and is there, isn't there, I'll put this up here. I taught statistics inside corporations for 20 years. I can tell you that I can explain this graph and why some people thought that it was going to become colder now because that was the trend that had happened before. I can tell you that the current level of CO2 is way beyond, it's called an outlier, way beyond anything we expect. I can't tell you that they're absolutely what the cause of that is. I can argue it all day long. I can't absolutely tell you because we don't know exactly what was happening. I also can't tell you that it won't kill us. So arguing about that's a waste of time as well. Today, we know that the CO2 levels are higher than they've ever been, by a long shot. We know what we can do is put some energy into looking at how to be able to control that. Then we'd be able to control it down or up depending on what's needed, because no CO2 isn't good either. There is a symbiotic relationship. There is oxygen and CO2 provide a complete cycle, which is wonderful. Trees, that's why I can give you all the statistics, I can give you all the technical stuff about it. The bottom line is, what can each and every person do? Not just the government, not waiting and complaining. It doesn't do any good. So I really want to know who the people are that want to work together for the future. Not sitting back and going, I don't know what I can do. I'm in the same boat. Time goes by and I'm like, I should do something, but time just keeps going by. That's not any good. So who am I? I'm a citizen of the universe. I'm a student of Mother Nature. I'm just a person that wants to get people motivated to work together. And I mean, I've been figuring out how to do that. And if you wonder if I know what I'm talking about, I actually am the author of a book, Beyond Light Bulbs, Lighting the Way to Smarter Energy Management. And this book also is talking about, the future we want to create. I mean, I'm not going to read it to you, but I can tell you that the premise I took is What if we could reduce our dependence on foreign oil, minimize global warming, stimulate the economy, promote global relationships, and reduce world hunger? That's a future that I want to create. We can do that if we start focusing our energy on it. So who are the people that want to do something? Here's the other thing. I taught statistics. Do you know what the goal is for you to reduce your CO2 emissions? I bet not. You know, you should probably do something, but I don't know about you, but I'm better at achieving goals if I know what they are. So each city has an idea of how much they need to reduce their CO2 emissions. And I say CO2 emissions, CO2 equivalent emissions. Don't get hung up on the number, on the words. CO2 equivalent emissions. That means methane and all the other ones as well. So what can we do? We can look at the numbers and say, you know, this month, this is our goal. This is how much we want to reduce the emissions in this city. And this month, if I look, because I mean, right now we're going, okay, by 2030 we need to reduce our emissions. What are we going to do? Sit there and go, when we get there, go, oh gosh, darn it. And the other part of it is, it's not just the utilities whose job it is. If they take all the responsibility like it's theirs, that's not good. We all have responsibility. We all have responsibility in doing something for our planet. And if we look at it in a goal-centered way, saying this month we want to save 350,000 tons of CO2 equivalent emissions in Austin, Texas. What does that mean to you? I mean, what we have? Excuse me, this year. What we have to do is look at that and say, wow, that's a lot. What does that mean to me? How much is my household? What, you know, we need to think in terms of numbers, and then we can celebrate when we've actually achieved something each month. Right? So I don't have all the answers. I don't even have all the questions. But I do think that I know how to at least start the conversation. And the conversation has to be about, what do we want to create? We want to create a community of people that want to work together in a respectful way. A respectful way. There's actually, I put this up here because this is a man that actually gave me a lot of inspiration. And his goal, if you want a specific one, make the world work for 100% of humanity in the shortest possible time with spontaneous cooperation without ecological damage or the disadvantage of anyone. Buckminster Fuller. Or very simply, a world that works for everyone. That's what we need to be focusing on every day when you get up in the morning. How can I help create a world that works for everyone? So I'm putting this out there. You know, we have a website, Rocket Ship Earth. You know, I guess send an email to rocketshipearth@gmail.com if you want to get to be part of the solution. I've got lots of ideas and things that I'm working on to do with community, facilities, you know, just lots of solutions. But I know there's lots of other solutions out there too. So, and this is my symbol, by the way, of what if we work together. Not this polarized stuff. I don't care what your politics are. We want to work together to make the world, make Mother Earth great again. That's what we want to do.